We're live. What do you mean?
Oh, hey!
We're already
great.
live. I'm just
then that's just a great thing.
It's just a great thing.
And we
It's
lucky
Meltdown
we got
Island,
it.
episode number 21. I'm melting. I did that because we're hot.
It
It's
is.
hot here on Meltdown Island.
That's right. Finally, our name is correct. It is melting hot.
Melting hot. So,
Trying to find this thing. I found a picture of this thing, and I can't find out what it is. Ooh! Go ahead.
I mean, I was waiting for you because it seemed like you were about to start talking about something, but no.
Yeah, I'm just trying to explain what I'm doing.
So, I mean, I think, as in solidarity with our own name of Meltdown Island, I mean, why not, explore some of these meltdowns that people are having about the dumbest shit?
That sounds fun!
I think that sounds fantastic. Your iPhone camera is looking good today, Dustin. You look very crisp. You could use a little show makeup, though, I would say. Yeah, you could use a little toner, maybe a little flattener. Maybe some face stuff to stop that face from happening.
This is my face. I'm not happy.
Are you messing with your saturation? You're changing in color a little bit.
No, it's just probably the thing is probably I set up a little bit. I set up so I got a little light over this area.
Okay.
And then my phone's probably adjusting.
Probably was.
Are you looking at the camera, or is this, or you got the other camera?
Am I looking at the camera, or do I got the other camera? I'm not sure what you're talking about. You're not watching the show, are you? Look up the show. Look up the show, and you will see. Remember how that works?
I see it now.
Yeah.
Well, there's a thing on the ocean, and I think it's a dog.
There's a thing on the ocean, and I think it's a dog. Let's look into that. What is that? Do you have a video to send me, or?
No, it's promoted, and it's this, and if anything, it's a troll thing. They're trying to get advertising.
It's a troll thing?
They're trying to get advertisement stuff. Like you click on it, it says, fishermen spot animals stuck on icebergs. They get closer and freeze when they see what it really is. And then there's a picture of this iceberg. Let's see if I can get it on there. There's a picture of that iceberg right there.
I mean, I can show that on the stream if you want to send it to me.
It's on Twitter's. And then there's a little thing on there.
Kurt says this is his new favorite show. Are you streaming on Facebook as well?
Well, yes, we are trying to now. We just got to copy and paste her.
That's really nice of Kurt.
Kurt, you're talking about Kurt?
Kurt Brinker, who longtime friend of the show. It's now, but now this is his new favorite show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's what he says.
I wonder how that happened.
I don't know if that's true. Even that's interesting.
Well, I mean, it depends, because it's like if it's been growing maybe in the back of his mind, now he's all like, you know what, I really like this show.
Yeah,
I think this is my new favorite show.
You know what, when I didn't like this show, I was wrong. Now, I actually like this show. It's my new favorite show. Do you think that's what went through?
I think it's a positive. Yeah, I think it's a positive thing.
Yeah, I think it's a positive thing. Yeah,
I do.
Positive thing. It is a positive thing. What do you? I'm not.
Especially when you think about before, we didn't have anyone with their favorite show. Now we got Kurt.
Yeah, we at least got Kurt that it's his new favorite show. And yes, Kurt, we're streaming on Facebook. Please give the Facebook page a like, because Dustin doesn't do anything with it. And it would be really nice if more people got on there and demanded that he do something with it.
I do. I post some nice TikToks on there.
TikToks.
I am addicted to that TikTok. I tell you what.
And did you read any of that stuff that I sent you about how TikTok is really data mining you and stuff?
I did not.
Oh, there we go. He never said it was his new favorite. It's always has been and always will. It's my quantum favorite.
Oh, now we're in quantum entanglement. So look out, everyone.
Yeah, look out, everybody.
The end is coming soon.
Welcome to Meltdown. Anyways, hey, let's check out this. Dustin, you haven't seen this yet, so I would like you to watch it. Are you ready?
Continue. I'm ready.
Okay, make sure your head's on the screen. We need to react here. So this was filmed at a Target.
Thank you, Target.
By someone that people are calling a Karen. Here we go. It's not long. It's about 2 minutes and 28 seconds. I think you can handle it. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right. Here we go.
Go Karen. Go Karen. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Now I'll be delaying because I'm... Go Karen. It's your birthday.
Look at what she's doing. This shit's over. This shit's over.
This shit's over. Hey, this shit's over. Woo.
She's trashing a face mask display. Your voice is muted, Dustin. That's not a bad thing, but...
It's like going through and knocking all of like the candy off the shelves and stuff. It's like, you know, is she gonna pay for all that?
Well,
like,
check it
what the
out.
heck?
Check it out. There's the Target employees. Oh, this has got additional... I haven't seen this.
Take it off. That's what I'm gonna do. Take it off. Take it off.
This is crazy. I can't believe it.
Yeah. She also says in the video that she's wearing a $40,000 Rolex.
Oh, good for her. Oh, then it is over for her. It never really started for her. Let's face that.
It is.
Because remember, when this began,
For me to go sit in my ring.
when this began back in November of 2019, and we started talking about it, we was like, oh man, this is crazy. And then when Dr. Crafton said, hey, if you're lucky, you might think that this is just a hoax. If you're lucky, you may not feel like it affects you very much. But
now,
this lady has got it all. She got that money, she got that security, she got that Rolex. Oh, okay, Miss Privilege. That's called white privilege, let alone Karen privilege.
I'm just
Sorry
too shaken
if
up
your
to
name
drive.
is Karen, you're watching the show. Gosh, that sucks if they stole your name.
It's real. My aunt is named Karen and is lovely, and she doesn't complain.
Yeah, it kind of sucks for people named Karen. Our neighbor's name is Karen, and I realized lately, I'm like, fuck Karen. Not that it's like I'm going around
The
going,
Karens
Karen
of the
all
world
time.
that are not like that, you know?
It's just like, yeah. It's like, you know, what if I'm going around, oh, there's another male Mike, a muscular Mike with his muscle-bound head.
Kurt's talking about a study from Spain, and I read this too recently. Study from Spain reveals that only 5% of Spaniards have serum immunity. However, it's unknown how many have T-cell immunity. So if you have T-cell immunity, you can still catch it again a little bit. Bottom line, this shit's not going to be over for a long time. Maybe. Yeah, we're going to be in it for a while, unfortunately. People were still talking about how this is the second wave. This is still the first wave.
Oh,
we
yeah.
are still at the very beginning. People are like that woman at the Target. There are people that think that they are being attacked because they are being asked to do something that benefits society.
I saw a video the other day where it was like, oh, okay, so this is how society is for us, and we're out here peacefully protesting. And then you got these people over here who can't get haircuts and are upset about not being able to go to sporting games, going out with their machete guns and going into the, I don't know, they got their guns, and they're going out to the Capitol going, we're going to revolt because I can't get a haircut. It's like, you're ridiculous.
It's completely insane. I mean, one of the people that I saw freak out about that was this lady that was like, she was like, we've done the quarantine. We've done the stay at home. We've done the whatever. Like you just get to do it as long as you feel like, and that's the right amount? Is that what it is?
No. Our generation and the generation before us, dare I say, the generation raised by the baby boomers, they've never had this kind of heart. They've never had to sacrifice for their country. And I mean, I guess Vietnam a little bit. Okay, sure. But Outside of that, they haven't been asked. They haven't been asked to sacrifice.
So
No,
wait, the
wait, Jimmy
boomers,
Carter did.
the boomers have. I mean, the boomers did grow up in a time with polio, for
Right.
example. That
Okay.
must have been terrifying to be able to like be in a world where this thing is rampaging and taking out random kids that nobody knew what the heck was happening, and like just every once in a while somebody struck down by polio until finally Robert Salk comes along and figures
Are you
out
sure
how
it wasn't
Marco Polo? No, Marco Polo did not cure polio, but that's a good guess. That is a good guess. Maybe we should play some Trivial Pursuit today.
Sometime, maybe not, maybe today. I don't know. I'm not
But I
one to say
mean,
what things are.
but I mean, the baby boomers, they did have to sacrifice. I mean, the protests against Vietnam were a huge sacrifice and a huge turning point in American history. I mean, that
Right,
was
because people were asked to sacrifice it. Like, we don't want to sacrifice it.
no. They were asked to be murdered. That's a huge difference.
Yeah, that's a big sacrifice.
Murdered for a bizarro theory about stopping communism. You know, that's what they were. That's what they were being taken down for. That and a lot of black leaders being murdered for daring to stand up and say that they shouldn't be murdered
Agreed.
in the streets
Agreed.
anymore. You know.
I do know.
So I don't think that theory of the boomers not having to sacrifice anything is really that.
Well, I was saying the
On
generation
base.
raised by the boomers. Whatever that one was.
Isn't that Gen X?
No, well, maybe.
Because I don't think they've labeled one that's in between boomers and Gen Xers. There might be, but I mean, you know, the whole thing is made up anyway. The whole generational line thing, Gen X, Gen Z, Gen Y, whatever, all
It's
that
not
stuff
Gen
is
Z
made
anymore.
up.
They're called
Millennials, yeah,
Zoomers.
Xennials,
No, Zoomers. Because they came up with
Zoomers.
boomers.
Yeah.
And then we got baby boomers, so they call them Zoomers now.
yeah. But I mean, it's like they keep changing this stuff. Nobody
don't
can.
blow off my Zoomer,
They also say that there's
knowledge.
another generation in between Gen X and Millennials, which is like a really small thing of time that they say that's like another generation that's right there. However, I find myself having a lot more in common with most millennials than I do with Gen Xers because I felt like I was way into technology from an early age and got into
And
the
I'm
internet
still
way
young
early.
at heart.
And you're young at heart, exactly. Oh no, don't do that. We just lost 3 subscribers.
Oh.
Kurt says it's no longer my favorite show.
Man, those birds came in hot.
Yeah, you know, nothing you can do
More
about
meltdowns,
it.
more meltdowns.
More meltdowns, yeah. So do you got any more meltdowns you can send my way?
No.
Well, I will tell you that there's this interesting thing right now on Reddit.
Go ahead.
Which
'Cause that
Reddit-
has public freakouts.
Yes, but that is exactly it. I've been on public freakouts for a while, but recently there was another subreddit that is called Actual
Actual public freakouts.
Right. Now,
You know why they did that? Was because I posted that video, and I made so many people upset that someone was posting videos on public freakouts that they changed it and made a whole nother subreddit, Mike. Can you
No,
believe I had that kind of effect? Can you believe that I affected the world around me to that degree?
I can. I mean, you do a lot. You just do it all the time.
You do it all the time.
This one is pretty great, but I would say that here's what happened with the actual public freakouts and the public freakouts. Public freakouts was getting way too like Black Lives Matter, and they were showing too much police brutality. So a bunch of racists tried to start actual public freakouts. But then they failed because there's just too much content is like showcasing the police and idiot Trumpsters, and it's just
wow.
sorry, there's just not enough content to really support the racist narrative. So sorry.
So it wasn't me. It was race. Okay, good.
Have you seen this one?
Go ahead. No, I have not.
You're not watching it, are you?
I am. I'm playing with the volumes. I'm playing with the volumes on and off.
There was no sound on that one.
That really ruined my game then.
Oh, no.
Oh, it's alright. Don't worry.
There's some What? What happened? Oh, you froze and you are gone. Well, it's just me on the show, I guess. Oh, is Dustin trying to call back in? I don't know because I'm not seeing it. Well, should I hang up on you, Dustin, and then have you call back in? I guess we should just end your call right there. There we go. I'll end that call. So now it's just a blurred Dustin hand and me. All alone on Meltdown Island. Well, oh, and Dustin's calling back in. Let's answer this call. There we go. What happened? Did you unplug your phone or something?
I moved the little video of mine because it seemed like it was slipping downwards.
Oops.
Like I was just like, let me just slide that back up.
Nope.
That was crazy, and I think it's because I'm going volumes, and I told you I had a lot going on all of a sudden.
Yeah, you did have a lot going on.
Oh.
Now you're, yeah, now you're.
Falling apart over here, Mike. Falling apart, man.
So yeah, actual public freakouts was kind of created to be something completely different than public freakouts, but it really hasn't differentiated itself. It's still got the same content.
In other words, look, that's a bunch of young people beating up stuff.
They're attacking a house in the UK, apparently.
So in other words, this actual public freakouts is like it's almost like the left and the right. So this is like their.
Well, let's compare. So let's look at a couple of these actual public freakouts, and then let's see what the difference is between that and public freakouts. Play along at home, anybody that's watching. You can go to the Reddit. You can go to Reddit and go to actual public freakouts, and then watch what's streaming there, and compare it with the public freakouts. This one looks like, I don't think I can get volume on it because it's way too quiet. Like, it's hard to tell, but it might be that.
But what are those kids doing? I mean, that's quite a real question. What are they doing?
I bet you we can find out if we go into the comments.
We got man.
I have the saying that goes, always read the comments.
Oh, is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
That's a great saying, bud.
There's a lot of people that say never read the comments. I say always read the comments. You want to know what humanity is like, right?
Uh-huh. That's what I've heard I do.
So it looks like this is kind of a thing about decrying the defunding of the police. So this guy is definitely like one of those guys that the right wing wants to use to go, see, here's a black man talking about how we shouldn't defund the police.
Oh yeah, they did the same thing with George Floyd after he was murdered. They were like, well, he was a criminal at one point.
So stupid.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like, yeah, okay. Yeah. That still does not mean he deserved to be killed.
Mm-hmm. Well, our country is pretty criminal. Does that mean our country should be destroyed?
Dang, Mike went deep on that.
When you talk about Native Americans and black people and the treatment that they receive, that's pretty damn criminal. Never been afraid to go hard on that. I've never been afraid to go hard on our country being culpable to its criminality. I mean, sorry. Multiple constructed wars that have cost double-digit millions of people dead. I mean, that's our country.
Sorry, but I won't apologize.
It's not your fault. But we're culpable. Yep. We are culpable.
Remember when I was experimenting with racism in comedy and trying to figure out stuff?
No, I don't remember that. I do not remember.
Yeah, you do.
Actually, experimenting with racism in comedy? I do not remember that.
It was the fact that we had that Australian guy, we were playing Try It Out, and I had the Australian guy on there, and I was making fun of him for being Australian, and I was like, Australia sucks, Australia's a bunch of criminals, Australia sucks.
Yeah.
You guys talk funny. And then I was like, am I being racist to you right now, guy? And then I looked at the audience, I go, like, is this racist what I'm doing? They're like, no, you're just making fun of him. It's the country. And I go, yeah, but what if we change that country to Mexico? Then am I being racist? Like, it's like at a certain point, racism is just ridiculous, and we should hate anyone or anybody. So then I apologized on one Try It Out. I tried out apologizing because you know how they say, oh, excuse me, Congress lady, whoever, I don't know what the Congress ladies are that are Arab American, but they were like, hey, do you disavow extreme terrorism? And she was like, yes, I've said this so many times, and you can find it so many places that it's ridiculous you would ask me this question and waste my time by having me disavow extreme religion and extreme views on whatever terrorists.
Right.
And she said, and so I attempted to go, hey, I'd like to disavow all these white guys sending bombs to people. This was like a couple years ago when that was happening, and I was like, so I just like to apologize for anything white people's done ever and disavow all the bad things we did. And black gentleman came up to me after the show and goes, hey, I just want to let you know, you ever owned a slave? You ever hurt any black people? You ever done that? And I go, no, but I tried to explain to him what, you know, the whole, it was a lot on Bill Maher, and he was like, and why aren't people standing up? And so I was like, I'll stand up. And he goes, yeah, don't apologize if you ain't never done anything. You don't have anything to apologize for. And, you know, and I was like, hey, thank you. So, you know, I learned.
Well, that's good. I mean, the thing after 9/11 when people were asking Muslims to apologize,
they still are to this day
for 9/11. Yeah, to this day they still are, is just ludicrous. I mean, the amount of horrific crap that Christianity has perpetrated on this world. Christians today shouldn't apologize for that. It's a ridiculous statement. Kurt says, I heard there's a rumor there's going to be a Meltdown Island Christmas in July spectacular. Is there any truth to that, Dustin?
Well, you know how rumors be.
Welp? Does that mean the show has to end now?
Nice try. Nice try to get out of this one.
Welp.
It's not racist, business. All right, easy. I don't even know. I tweeted the president this morning, told him I'd vote for him if he was a vote for his public and the brutal execution. I'm with you, Mike. Oh, it was a vote for his public and brutal. Oh my.
Welcome to Comprehension Island.
Yeah, can you understand when I get something? Can you see it?
I can see a light bulb, like a Christmas light bulb, that's
Speaking of Christmas,
that everyone thought was burnt out. It just kind of goes.
Speaking of Christmas in July.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. If you want to buy me Christmas presents in July, I'll take it.
Well, I mean that could be July 27th.
Oh, really? We have a show that Monday?
I'm not sure if we could schedule a Christmas in July thing. I mean, Kurt's idea is pretty hot. It's a pretty hot idea.
Yeah, it's a real fresh, hot idea.
But here's the thing, Dustin. I mean,
go ahead.
The graphic design has still got some real big challenges.
Whoa, where are you coming out of left field from this? You gonna make me publicly freak out?
No, I'm talking about promotion of the show. I'm just talking. I mean, we always talk about that.
Yeah, I heard people don't like us talking about it.
Oh, okay. You know what I heard? I heard people love us talking about it.
You're such a liar. First of all, I know you don't ever hear things.
Oh, you know what
Second of
people
all-
are saying about the show? A lot of people are saying about the show that we should talk about it more.
Let's go to public freakouts now. Let's go to the originator.
It's really great when people use the use the phrase "people are saying" to be able to try to strengthen their point. It really cracks me up because I do that a lot just as a joke, and I think it's pretty funny.
Yeah, it is funny, and that's the danger. When Trump got elected, I was like, oh no, here we go. This is gonna be my time. Because basically, he's a comedian. And he does things like what we do, which is I hear a lot of people talking. I hear a lot of people like he's just a BS artist, and I don't know.
The reason that we're always talking about it, I don't know if anyone has any, not pubic freakouts, public freakouts. I don't know if
Oh my
anybody,
gosh.
I don't know if anybody has any idea of why we're still talking about it. I mean, is that a mystery?
I think it is.
Son surprises his mother after doing 13 years in prison, so this is just like a happy freakout. Boring. So the next one is get a noose. Black man survives a group attack and near lynching in Indiana. Not surprising about Indiana.
We're just trying to get out of here.
Dang it, my microphone was off. Ugh. So that's the thing about these things is that people like it all angry stuff. I like happy freakouts too. I like happy and fun things that make me feel good rather than it's all being all stressful, lynching and stuff. Is that real what we're watching? Hold on, I can't hear it. I gotta mute.
We're going to as soon as you let him go.
There's a group of people that have a guy pinned against a tree.
You gotta get the fuck out of here. Let him go. Shake your head at me. Let him go. Get the fuck out.
Wow. That's creepy. Here's another one. No bullying in here. Dustin, you froze again. I need more context with that previous one. Oh my God, Dustin. Public domain fiddle music. Kurt, that's a great idea. In honor of Charlie Daniels. Oh, there we go.
It's not going so well today.
No, it's, you keep disconnecting from me.
I don't mean to. It's
I
not
don't
going
really
so
know
well.
how to help you with that.
I know. No one does. Really.
I'm looking up royalty-free fiddle music right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Boy, the show sure has changed since I left it.
Well, Kurt wanted me to play some fiddle music, so...
Oh, did you like the post that I posted about Radiohead playing by one band doing Kid A?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I posted a thing on Facebook where these guys are playing Kid A.
I'm familiar with Radiohead and Kid A, yeah.
Well, you know what I'm talking about? Standing in the shadows at the end of my bed.
Mm-hmm.
So they use a bass, they use an upright bass, a double bass, to give it that octave weirdness that they do in the song. And they're all playing fiddly music, but they're doing Kid A.
Oh, okay. That's
and it
fun.
sounds so good.
So I think that the fiddle music is actually going to make it worse. So I think that I'm going to not do the fiddle music.
Listen to my growing as a human being, everyone. Hey! And now, oh my, could have been like, I don't care if it makes it worse. Let's get into fiddling around. Oh, it all fell apart.
I don't think
But I
so,
think the
bud.
fact
I
that-
don't think so. I don't think I would have done that over a video of some people trying to kill somebody.
I think that. Oh, No, not wait. I think you misconstrued what I was trying to say.
Okay.
I was just saying, never mind. See, when you bring it, when you bring it killing and other people dying and stuff, it's like, you know what I mean?
People are talking about they need to send this to the FBI. They want to save the video. So here's some more context to it.
Good.
This happened over the holiday weekend in Bloomington, Indiana. A story from the gentleman's public Facebook post where he shares more videos. I don't want to recount this, but I was almost the victim of an attempted lynching. I don't want this to have happened to me or anyone. It hurts my soul and my pride. But there are multiple witnesses, and it can't be hidden or avoided. On July 4th evening, others and me, victims it would have described as a hate crime, I was attacked by 5 white men with Confederate flags who literally threatened to lynch me in front of numerous witnesses. For my family and friends, I'm okay. I was diagnosed with minor concussions, some abrasions, bruising, and got ripped out hair patches. I'm sorry you're learning this way, but I don't have the energy to keep retelling this. You might not want to watch these videos. The backstory is some individuals, my friends and me, had all planned on gathering to view the lunar eclipse at Lake Monroe rather than celebrating Independence Day. We were simply looking forward to a night of enjoying nature's awesome beauty. On our way to the park, a friend and I, encountered a large white male, seemingly drunk, wearing an oversized hat with a Confederate flag print on it. We were polite and continued on, even though the encounter felt awkward. We noticed he began following us in an ATV and stopped as he drove up behind us and then stated we were on private property. We relayed to him that we believed the organizers had received permission from the property owners to cross, but apologized and went on our beautiful site just off the water without any further incident. When we arrived, we told the event organizer of the encounter that it was relayed that the individual wasn't the actual property owner, and the organizer apologized. Jeez, this goes on for a while.
I mean, tell it though. I mean, we're so deep into it. Why stop? It's not like
Even still, we advised our folks still en route to use the public beachway to avoid any possible conflict arising. We later found out that these individuals had blocked off the public beachway with a boat and their ATVs, claiming that it was also their land. When folks tried to cross, they yelled white power at them. Honestly, we thought it might just be one drunken individual with a Confederate hat we had encountered earlier who might be instigating the conflict. We decided to just walk back and attempt to simply have a conversation with some of the more sober-seeming group members and see if we could smooth things over a bit. We were calm and polite, but looking back now, it's apparent that these individuals began targeting our group the moment they saw myself, a black man, and were looking to provoke a conflict. The individuals were calm for a moment, then quickly became aggressive, and we started to simply leave. Rather than go back on the public beach, they angrily indicated for us to use the trail, so we complied, and friend and I started walking away from them back to our site. A short moment later, they began following us, yelling. 2 of them jumped me from behind and knocked me to the ground. I tussled with the 2, and another one joined in. Then 2 more. The 5 were able to easily overwhelm me and got me to the ground and dragged me, pinning my body against a tree as they began pounding on my head and ripped off some of my hair, with several of them still on top of my body holding me down. They held me pinned and continued beating me for several minutes, seemingly becoming more and more enraged as they kept trying to seriously injure me and failing. At one point during the attack, one of the men jumped on my neck. I could feel both his feet and his full body weight land hard against my neck. At this point, the commotion and the sounds, one of the men's young teenage daughters screaming for her father and the others to let me go, started attracting more people. Most whom I didn't know were starting to attempt to intervene. The attackers told the growing group, "We're going to break his arms," while literally attempting to bend my arms behind me, and then stated to the members of the party several times to get a noose, amongst other choice slurs. With me still pinned underneath them, they kept telling onlookers to leave the boy and that everyone else, all white, could go. Folks then started filming the confrontation and shouting that they wouldn't leave me to be killed. I lacked the ability to adequately express my thoughts regarding this moment. How many black people had the same surreal and terrifying experience of strangers talking about their own murders in front of them, who then didn't live to see another day? They, white allies, got the attackers off me, and these drunken individuals continued to follow us. We attempted to explain that we were already on public park land and quite a ways away from land they could claim, yet they continued to yell slurs and strike bystanders filming, all while beer cans were still in their hands. Others were able to finally stop the attackers from pursuing our group. We called 911, who transferred us to DNR. When DNR eventually arrived, they didn't contact us to ensure that no one was injured. Instead, they went directly to speak with the other individuals, attackers, first. When they finally came to the beach near our campsite where we were all waiting, multiple individuals who didn't know each other shared videos and relayed that the individuals had yelled white power and a litany of other derogatory marks and threatened my life multiple times, and also assaulted an approximately 60-year-old man who stopped to film the encounter. Yet DNR refused to arrest any of these individuals, even with multiple and witnesses several who filmed the event and collaborated our accounts. Instead, the officers stated that they contacted the prosecutor's office, who relayed there was no immediate need to arrest anyone, and the officers would simply file a report. To reiterate, this attack occurred on public land and was recorded by numerous individuals who made statements against the attackers for assaulting them and me. I'm gravely concerned that if any of the other people of color who were to cross their path would be killed. I'm not sure I know what to do next. I consider myself a leader. I'm on Human Rights Commission and do many other roles and don't know what to do. Leaders are supposed to know what to do, but I'm not going to cry. I refuse to die with the white men atop me while I struggle for every breath. I still refuse to be a hashtag or some racist victim. I know that we as a community can stand against racism if we choose. Bloomington, we've had 3 public incidents involving overtly racist individuals who were then backed by the police within a month. Are we going to wait for black person to be lynched dead in the gutter before we act? When is enough actually enough? My enduring gratitude to those who stopped merely being bystanders and acted to aid me, who told the police that they'd seen and heard, who shared my outrage at DNR and a prosecutor's office is in action.
What does DNR mean?
DNR is the parks police, and they have as much power as state police, pretty much. So they're like, they're a government agency, and they could definitely they could definitely handle this.
It's like it's both are in charge of them.
No. It's like Coast Guard and military, basically.
Okay, so ultimately, we have to be anti-racist. We have to stand up against hate, because that is just hate. That's crazy. We have to stop. We have to be anti-racist moving forward. It's the only way to move forward. Oh, no. Did you drop me again? Department of Natural Resources. Thank you, Audra. Oh, this has not been great calling you on this. Hello? 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 Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I gotta call him on this. Hello? 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 Can you hear me now? This has been rough. I'm sorry, everyone. I blame myself.
literally can't hear anything. Oh, this has been the worst show of all time. I don't know why I'm hearing it. I don't know why I'm hearing myself in delay even, which is... This is, all right, well, we tried. You know what I mean? We tried. I think that's good to try. I do. You know, because if you don't try, then guess what? You just will be upset that you didn't try. Well, thanks, everyone. Is it over?